I was just sitting in the afternoon this today and a message came from my friend. He said that the results of our board exams are coming tomorrow. Suddenly I felt a sense of nervousness and I really fucking felt nervous for the first time about studies in quite a while. Now I am really self-aware and I thought that why the fuck do I feel nervous right now? And I felt nervous because I was unsure. I was unsure if my marks would be good or if they would be bad, according to my standards. Thus, I was unsure. And I was just fidgeting in my corridor and I thought this quote from Epictetus, the art of acquiescence. Identify and distinguish in life what is in your control and what it isn't. The things we can control and things we can't. Just think that the art of acquiescence. Accept what's not in your control and change what's in you. And I suddenly thought that what will it matter if I feel nervous right now? I should have done the work when I needed to do. It's no use trying to be scared right now or feel nervous or feel a tinge of excitement that my board results are finally coming. And I can't really change them no matter how I feel right now. I can't really fucking change them. Because no matter if I feel sad, angry, happy, depressed, wishful, prideful, confident, my board exams result won't change. And this showed me that I need to just calm down and accept that this thing is not in my control right now. And I thus need to accept the fact that whatever the result might come tomorrow, it will be due to my own doing. And I just need to accept because there is nothing which I can do besides accepting it and learning, growing from it. Now, Epictetus describes this quote with a really good example of when you are insulted. When what other people say is not up to us, but how we respond to them is up to us. Just think, there are two people, person A and person B. And someone says mean to person A that you are fat, and someone also says something mean to person B that you are fat. There will be two different approaches which they can make, or they can make the same reaction. The first reaction would be that fuck you, you are fat yourself. This will be a person who isn't really self-aware and who doesn't really meditate a lot. But a person who is a little bit mindful will try to respond in a more wiseful way, in a way which a wise man would. Now, I will like to say that if someone insults me or says something bad about me, how do I try to react? Because I was the kid who would say that fuck you, I'm not fat, you are. I was this kind of kid. And through reading through great people like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus and Seneca, all these great philosophers, I came to know this. And this is a frame of mind from Alex Hormozy, in which he says that when someone hates on you, there are two possibilities. Either what they are saying is right, and in that case you need to change your behavior, and either or what they are saying isn't true, in which case you don't really need to think about it. Because who cares? Who gives a fuck, right? Because there is so much years to your life. You don't really know that how long will you live. And why would you waste your time on something which you don't really care about? The person who is saying is not really caring about. So why do you really care about it? Because at the end of the day, you will die, he will die, no one really cares. That's starting to become my point of view. and I'm not really perfect in this. I seldom get aroused by anger, and I lose my patience, and that's totally all right. Because if you are fat and you are going to the gym for 2 months straight and you miss one day or 2 days or even 3 days, it doesn't mean that your whole progress of 2 months will just nullify. That doesn't really happen, right? So if you are controlling yourself and trying to be mindful and aware of your own thoughts and how you respond to others, but once you get in a fit of anger and you reply rudely, it doesn't really mean that it neglects or negates all the times that you did reply positively. It just means that you need to observe and correct your behavior. Yeah. So we always have a power to respond, and to respond in a way a wise man would. It is not the events that disturb people, it is their judgments regarding them. There are, for example, there are two people and both are encountered with hardships. One may see an obstacle and the other may see an opportunity. If right now you are faced with difficulty, that means that God, like you have heard the quote, God gives his toughest battles to God gives his biggest battles to his toughest soldiers. Meaning that if your life is in a little bit of tiredness right now, or it's in shackles right now, you are facing a lot of obstacles in your path, don't see them as mere obstacles. See them as opportunities to which you need to take in order to be great someday. Have you seen a movie, a superhero movie, or a movie in which a person has become something great, someone great? The person who becomes great, or the movie we love the most, is usually the movie in which the person starts really low and then he faces a lot of difficulty, but he overcomes them and he receives a little bit of success, and then he falls back into his habits, but he goes and goes and goes and he doesn't lose patience, and in the later end he wins. That's a movie which is worth watching for most of us. Now think if there is a movie in which the superhero has everything, he can do anything, he has all the girls, all the power, everything, then would it even be interesting to watch? Because we couldn't even relate to it. The success has meaning only because of the difficulties. Because if there were no difficulties, everyone would have it. And the difficulty or the hard things make it enjoyable when we actually do get it. Many of the people don't really have the courage to start a camera and talk in a language which is secondary to them. Like my native language is Hindi, and I can converse really good in it. But I'm talking here in English, which is a secondary language to mine. But I'm still trying. I'm seeing this talking and this recording the video as an opportunity to improving my speaking skills, so that later in life I can comprehend and articulate my ideas and present them to a wider audience in a more efficient way. So that's what I'm trying to say. Don't just think in life the hardships as mere obstacles, because God has given them to you as opportunities, and I am guilty of this too. I always used to think, or still think, that God has given me a lot of pain and blah blah blah. So much as Not so much right now, but I used to think like this. And it's not really a frame of mind which helps you. More, it actually takes away from you than helping you. So just think that the hardships which you are facing right now will be the future stories which you will be telling to the other people. That my parents went bankrupt and I was living on the street, and then I worked fucking hard and I won, and I have this money. And it's really interesting for people to hear. It motivates them, because it's an epic story, because you did it on yourself, you did it yourself. That's the interest, that's the bit that makes it interesting. So there are two things which you can take from this video, two philosophies or reframing of mind. Don't see the hardships as mere obstacles, see them as opportunities for you to actually lead and distinguish in life what is in your control and what isn't. And if it's in your control, try to change them, and if it's not in your control, try to accept the things. You can't change the weather, you just need to accept it. Thank you. Have a great day ahead. Blah 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 blah.